Good morning, I'm Kathy Peterson and welcome to The Balancing Act. Today, the Motor Guru shows us the top 10 gas-saving vehicles for you and your crew. Also, the Profit Repairman talks to us about his latest book and making good money in bad times. All that and more today on The Balancing Act.
Roughly 50,000 U.S. women choose single motherhood every year, and Mickey Morissette is another one of them. After giving birth to her daughter Sophia back in 1999, Mickey realized that though there were a huge number of unmarried women making the very same choice she did, remarkably little support and insight was available to them. So she wrote this book. It is called Choosing Single Motherhood, The Thinking Woman's Guide. Welcome, Mickey. We appreciate you being with us.
Thank you.
Why write the book?
There is so much great information out there from the choice moms that went before. There are so many therapists and mental health counselors and child development experts that just needed to be pulled together, including choice kids themselves. There's kids now in their teens and their 20s who I just, as a journalist, wanted to talk to.
Well, what is a choice mom versus a single mom?
A choice mom is what I define as somebody who proactively chooses as a single woman to become a mother. She specifically decides to adopt on her own, use a known donor, or use an anonymous donor for insemination.
And so when you wrote this book, and if you don't mind me asking, what path did you take?
I actually used a known donor.
Okay.
I had a friend who offered, and for both of my children, they're full siblings.
Okay. And so when you made this decision and you made this choice, were there any resources out there? Were there any books like this for you that were as in-depth and had the information that you needed?
There was one book out that had been written in the 90s, but it didn't have the women that then used that to become moms. And so that's kind of what I did, is brought that material together, interviewed some of the kids, and found out how it went.
Now, what else is in this book that might be helpful to other women who have made this choice or may be considering making this choice?
One of the biggest things is women need to find the support network of women who have been grieving the fact that they can't have the childhood dream. Some women think of this as a decision of default rather than choice. Some women really would rather have a partner, and it's a big leap for them. So to find other women who feel the same is very important. That's in the book. There's also a lot of material in there about the impact it will have on a child to grow up without a father, the impact it will have to grow up in a single-parent home. We look at the pros and cons. And then it also covers all the way up to the different methods and what you need to know about identity issues if you're using an anonymous donor, closed adoption. And then it goes all the way up to, when you are a mom and your child's asking about, the daddy question, how you respond to that.
How do you respond?
Because I used a known donor, my daughter and I have had some really interesting and difficult sometimes questions about the role of a father, what a father is as opposed to a biological donor, and so it really helps you define with your children what's important, what family is.
One of the interesting things about this book is there are a lot of stories from women who have struggled with this and who have tried to make the decision, do I do this, do I not do this? And there was one woman in here that I read about who decided not to do it because she said, if I continue to try, then I may not have enough money left over to actually end up adopting. And so there's so many different, I guess, thought processes that women go through that you've cited in this book because it's a difficult journey, isn't it?
Yes, yes. There's another woman in there who is one of those who decided not to become a choice mom because for her it wouldn't be the experience she wanted without having a partner by her side. So she decided not to. She ended up then finding a partner later in life. I haven't heard yet if they're having any kids, but she did find a partner.
If people want to find out more information, in terms of resources, in terms of where they can find your book, in terms of where they can find you, where should they go?
The website I have is choicemoms.org, which has a podcast, it has blogs, it has, we're doing workshops now around the country, and there's a discussion board that now includes women in their late 20s who are starting to decide whether this is
Younger
the right
and younger.
path.
Yeah,
they are
younger
becoming
women.
younger, and there's also quite a few women who are with partners who don't want to have kids, and they're trying to decide whether to leave the relationship.
All right, Mickey. Well, the book is called Choosing Single Motherhood, The Thinking Woman's Guide. Mickey Morissette, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And coming up next, the hottest trends in hybrid vehicles. Don't go away. Well, we might all remember a time when we would just enjoy going for a joyride with our friends or families. No worries, just a carefree feeling of going somewhere just for the fun of it. Well, today, with the way things are going with the escalating price of gas, you almost feel guilty spending time in your car because it just costs so much money. Well, here to get us back on track and review some of the hottest fuel-efficient rides out there is automotive expert Justin Bell with MotorGuru.com. Hi, Justin.
How are you?
I'm great. Thanks so much for being with us because this is such a timely subject. People are really concerned about gas. They're looking for some alternatives. Talk to me a little bit about comfort, safety, and what we can find in a fuel-efficient vehicle that meets all of those needs. And it's got to be stylish, too.
It does. You hit on it.
Yeah.
I think in this world where, you know, the fuel economy issue is really at the forefront of everyone's mind, it's connected with a negative message, oil prices and gas prices. But it doesn't mean that your life has to be boring. I mean, you work hard for your money, so when you're buying a new car, there are some great options out there.
What is a hybrid?
A hybrid,
because I think a lot of people may not know. They know hybrid in a general sense, but not specifically.
yeah, it's like a lot of things. It's fallen into our common language and we don't know what it means. I mean, a hybrid really means any vehicle that has more than two modes of propulsion. So gas engine, electric engine, and there are many variables on that. And certainly if you're going to look for a vehicle, definitely go and check it out online, because the car you're buying may start with an electric engine and then go to a gas engine, may just cut out the gas engine on one side of the cylinders. There's many ways of doing it, but they all have the same effect.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot here for a second. Hottest fuel-efficient car of the moment, in your opinion?
You've got to say the Prius comes straight to mind.
And we see Prius all over the roadways. I mean, they're just so common.
Yeah, they're the mummy, daddy, and baby of all hybrid cars. Of course, it's distinctive. It's pretty ugly, but if you have it, you love it. I mean, a bit like someone's child. It's definitely the brand name that all the others are trying to follow. But there are other alternatives out there.
Well, one of the alternatives for me, because I do have 3 children, and so we travel in our big SUV that we've been thinking for a long time about trading in for something more fuel efficient. Is there a fuel efficient or hybrid SUV that we might check out?
Just so happens that I tested one recently, and when it arrived, the Chevy Tahoe hybrid,
which is a nice looking car.
It's a nice looking car. Of course, it's the size of a small apartment, and it turns up, and it has these little these little green logos that tell you that it's a hybrid, and that's. But I tell you what, if you insist on supersizing your life, which me and my little Mini are going to have to compensate for, then do it with a hybrid version. I mean, the fuel economy kind of creeps into the mid-20s instead of the high teens, so it's by no means a Prius, but it does count, and you will notice getting 350 miles on a tank as opposed to 250.
And that's what we're getting now. All right, very quickly. Single woman wants a really nice kind of, sexy look-at-me car, doesn't want anything that's not fuel efficient. What can she look for?
She's not going to do a Prius.
She's not going to do a Prius.
No, not unless.
Although I like the Prius, but
I know, but I think now, as I said, you work hard for your money. You've got an image. Young professional lady. You're going to really have to look, I think, at the European cars. Mercedes have a spectacular, diesel, BlueTech diesel alternative in the C-Class. The little B&W 3 Series hardtop convertible. If you live somewhere like I do in South Florida, it's so hot that you don't want a full convertible, but this is a hardtop convertible, so it's
nice.
You've got the best of both worlds, and great warranty, great, it starts to add up. And remember that if you buy a hybrid car, you have to own it at least 4 or 5 years to recoup the extra $10,000 that you will spend as a premium on buying a hybrid.
Well, Justin, you definitely have got the scoop on cars. Where can we find more information?
MotorGuru.com, and we do full-length reviews of everything I can get my hands on.
Very quickly, and if I were a car, what kind of car would I be?
Oh my God, a lovely red Ferrari.
Ooh, I like him.
Definitely not fuel efficient, but much more fun.
All right, Justin, we appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
many times have you gone over to a friend's house for a party or buffet setting and all the food is spread out, but it's really, really flat? Just plates just smack dab on the tablecloth. Nothing really special here. Well, today what I'm going to show you how to do is to create lifts and layers to really create a beautiful buffet table. And that's very, very simple to do. What you want to do is you want to grab different things out of your house, things that you have like a compote, maybe a vase, a decorative vase, maybe just a little bowl like this. A little flower pot will do too. So just use your imagination. It can be as big or as small as you want to, depending on how high or low your lifts are. Then what you also want to do is gauge the size of the plate that you're going to position on top of your piece. So you wouldn't want to have a really large piece on this. That fits really, really nicely on that. And again, with this piece right here, I have a small plate, but if I set that on there, it's not scaled at all. It doesn't look right. So what you want to do is scale your plate to the size of your bottom of your piece. Then you can add even more layering by adding what you just did right there. This would be great for cookies, cakes, desserts, fruits, whatever you want to do with that. Another fun thing to do is just to take a candlestick. Now, if you use a smaller piece like this, you'll probably want to use some double-faced tape. Take that with a smaller plate, stick that on there, and put a candle up there. It's really, really simple to do. And then with this piece right here, it's got a wider mouth, so I can put a medium-sized plate on top of it. And that creates even that much more. So what we're trying to do here is to try to create just the ups and downs of all this. And then I love this piece. This is a nice antique compost that I have. I'm going to take our plate, stick it right on top, right next to our cake stand or our plate stand. And this is how you create a beautiful tablescape for a buffet using lifts and layers. Coming up, an author with advice on how to make good money in bad times.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Joining us today to give us a few more pointers on managing your finances and making smart business decisions in a time of recession is business analyst and book author Tom McCourt. Welcome back, Tom. And this really is just such a hard time to be a small business owner. And I know you yourself are a small business owner. Are you worried sick about being able to make it through these hard economic times?
Actually, this is the opportunity where individuals that focus on their client base and especially retention of their client base will succeed, because there's not much new acquisition out there. So what you have to understand is you can go to your current client base and really penetrate and saturate them with your information and understand that they may have more needs than you even thought of because you were so busy running the business during good times that you forgot that those people know individuals. They can give testimonial referrals, and most importantly, are you making sure that the top-of-mind awareness is with your clients? Do you just touch them once a month with a newsletter, or are you constantly feeding them information about new products and opportunities for them to utilize your services?
But when you're talking about times of economic recession, how, Tom, can you get the most bang for your buck? And if you are facing lean times with your business, why not throw in the towel and go for something that you may think is a little more stable because the economy is so unstable?
Well, if you're thinking that you need to close your business, number one, there's several things you should do.
Okay.
Get the true assets of your book of business, because those database that you have are very valuable if you've collected them wisely, and they're very valid. Utilize that when you're selling your business. Sell more than your physical assets. But let's say you decide to hold on to the business. I think the first thing you have to do is understand that few things can be done that are very cheap. Number one, cleaning is the cheapest way to make the wow factor to your customer. Cleaning. It sends a silent message. It shows discipline and direction, and it's a core discipline we all can relate to. So is your business clean? Is the service level you have? Are you talking in smile language? And as you know, it projects.
It does.
And the 5-foot rule is critical. Are you looking your clients in the eyes and wishing them well, making a memorable experience and selling the value? Because only value selling can get price points out of people's heads, because when you sell value, it's the entire customer purchase experience, not just is this cheaper than Walmart.
But it sounds like what you're talking about is consistency, and it's interesting because in your book you talk a little bit about consistency, saying that in your opinion consistency can actually kill a business.
Absolutely. In operations, consistency is key to delivering the product.
And that's our way of thinking.
Yes.
Very quickly, in a nutshell, advice to struggling small businesses.
Watch the bottom line, break down your income statements, have a snapshot performance metrics every day of the 5 to 10 critical items that make your business successful or non-successful, and onboard your new associates correctly so you don't have heavy turnover. And more importantly, remember your business is more perishable than a glass of milk.
Okay, Tom Morcourt, great advice. Your book, My Little Black Book to Success. Where can we find it?
Local bookstores, Amazon.com, Tate Publishing, and of course, my website, The Profit Repairman.
ProfitRepairman.com.
Yes.
All righty, Tom, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Danielle.
Clear some clutter and make some cash. We'll tell you how when we come back.
Here's how to manage your dog's destructive chewing behavior. Make sure to give your dog plenty of people time. You can't teach your dog appropriate behavior when he's confined to the backyard by himself. And if you catch your dog chewing on something he shouldn't, interrupt him with a loud noise and provide him with a safe chew toy. Dogs chew for entertainment when they're bored, so don't let him get bored. Rotate his toys, take him for walks, play fetch with him outside, and provide mental stimulation like learning new commands or tricks. Stay tuned to The Balancing Act for more pet tips.
All right, so when was the last time you took a day to get the entire family involved in clearing the clutter in your garage and making some extra cash from the stuff you own but you don't want anymore? And what about reinvesting your garage sale earnings back into the garage? Well, if you need help with that and you just don't know where to start, we have the perfect person to go to for advice. Master builder and home improvement expert Carl Champley joins us from New York with some ways to get the most out of your garage sale and life afterwards. Carl, thanks for being with us.
Well, thanks, Danielle, for letting me be on the show.
Sure. Well, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself and your background in the home improvement arena.
Have you got about 12 hours? Well, basically myself, I'm a little further south from where you are, from Sydney, Australia, and I've been in the home improvement business for about 26 years, can you believe it? I started as an apprenticeship when I was 16 and became a master builder, and also became a high-rise consultant and building consultant, blah, blah, blah. And out of all things, I came over to the US to do a film, out of all things, can you believe it? And I got tied up with doing these home improvement shows. And it's funny, I really enjoy doing them because I've kind of taken on the teacher's role, and I'm sharing all this experience I've learned over the last 26 years, and hopefully not too many bad habits. And that's kind of led me to where I am today.
Good stuff. Well, so tell me, what does it take to hold a successful garage sale? This is something I'm thinking about doing myself, but I really don't know what to do and how much money I can really make.
Okay, well, you'd be surprised. You can actually make some serious money with a garage sale because, you know, today people are buying, because of the economy, they're buying a lot of tools, they're buying a lot of building equipment. I had a garage sale recently. Everyone bypassed what I had for sale and went down into the garage where I had these old windows and doors, and I was about to say, listen, I'm throwing that out. And I said, well, how much can we buy that for? The successful way to get all this happening is to get everything out of the garage and create piles. You know, you want to get some piles for items that you're going to sell, recyclable piles, piles, hopefully it's small, to keep, and don't forget about a charitable organisation like Habitat for Humanity, because those guys are fantastic because they can come and give you a receipt for the value of the goods, and you can claim that against your tax at the end of the year. So that's often a good way to go if a lot of your viewers don't really want to have a garage sale. They'll come in and take a lot of that stuff away.
All right, so if you have a garage sale, what do you suggest we do with the garage sale profits?
Okay, well, there's some great systems out there. I really recommend, this is a particular system I really like. It's a slat wall type system, and you'll see that there's these clips and brackets that go on and can pretty much hang anything, whether you're into sports or home improvement projects. And this stuff is really durable. See, it sits in like that. I can hang myself off the wall, so you could throw a brick at this stuff and it's not going to damage it. But it's a modular system. These cabinets are kind of cool because they hang. And if you see, they're all lockable. So if you've got all these flammable liquids, for example, you know, the garage is now a safe place to be. These are great little tools to have because, you know, they're workbenches, they're on rollers, you can roll them around. And if you notice what I'm walking on, there's some great products out there now that can cover up that nasty garage floor. And now that you've moved all the stuff out there, you can look at the floor and think, well, wow, what am I going to do? It's cracked, it's greasy, it's oily. This stuff is inexpensive. You can pick it up in the morning, and by the end of the day, you can create a really beautiful transformation and really give the place an uplift. Check this out too. This is an appliance that's been built for the garage.
Sounds like a good plan. And so where can we go to get more information?
Okay, there's a good website. It's called gladiatorgw.com. I like that because there's a blueprint estimator. You can click on that and take all the dimensions from your own garage, put that into the website, and you can build up your own garage and visually see what the outcome can be. And when that happens, there's a motivation to do it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for helping us improve our lives today.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
I'm Kathy Peterson. Thanks for joining us today on The Balancing Act. Monday, have you heard of Sactionals? Well, if not, they're really cool and a really perfect part for your home. Also, what you don't know can hurt you. Monday, the story of a mom and daughter's difficult journey with an eating disorder. Don't miss us. We're on every day on Lifetime Television.
Air travel for The Balancing Act provided by Southwest Airlines.